What's up, guys? This is Hagrid, also known as Tucker, coming to you on a pretty boring Monday morning. No, I just wanted to touch on a little bit what happened earlier this morning. We had some fake news come out of Cointelegraph. They said that the BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF had been approved. This is not the case, at least not yet. So they've been fact checked, and they first edited the tweet, and then they deleted the tweet. Whatever, it's kind of a nightmare. But um, as we all know, Bitcoin did one of those. We had a little ramp up to it, but then we really popped. We'll get into all of it. Equities are having a little bit of a rally today. TLT gap down. What else? The VIX still kind of hanging out above 17. So we'll get into all of it. But yeah, there was some definite manipulation on the crypto side this morning, to say the least. So we'll talk about all that. But Max is not here. Tommy is not here. You just got me and Dr. Will's Outlook. Gonna break everything down for you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. But yeah, I wanted to kick it to you, Doc. What are you seeing in the market? What do you think about the headlines that came out? And most importantly, where is price going from here, brother?
I guess the real question is, and we should ask Caroline because she is the expert trader here. What do people make of this? Why is this allowed? How is this allowed? Are they going to potentially be in some trouble for what they said? I'm not going to say anything as far as other things that could happen because of the move that they made with that conversation. But I mean, this is the problem with following move that, or at least following news that moves too fast. Now the question is, did they front run the move, right? Because we did bounce off 26.5 pretty nicely. So either CoinDesk, I don't know which one it was, but one of them that basically stated this: did they buy ahead of the crowd? Did they already know? And then now are they selling off because they found that they were wrong? That's kind of the other question. Or was this calculated, right? And was this in a way that was potential market manipulation, so on and so forth? And I would arguably say they can be held accountable for that in a lot of ways if that's the case. It's just hard to tell up front if that's what's occurred here. But I will say all those shorts got cleared. So if anybody says they're short OI, zero short.
They got zero, man. They got zeroed out, bro. Let's look at that.
There's none. There might be some shorts coming in now, but like shorts got demoed there. They straight got, and I'm not saying that in a way like haha shorts. I'm saying that in a way like you got to be careful if you're long, right? Because when you zero out shorts like that, they can come for you later. And if you're longing this position, it can very well come back against you because you are trying to get too bullish because they zeroed out shorts. Outside of the OI, what else have they done? Well, they've cleared a lot of that bearish resistance, right? That's kind of the other thing. So if we continue to drift here, it would kind of make me think that we're going to continue through. And because we've broken those resistances, that's, again, I don't play news because I think news is just BS at the end of the day. Although it moves price, but I would say your moves are already anticipated before they get there. But the 26.5 pullback, man, we were talking about it last week, man. We got into a pretty divided discussion on whether or not we were going to bounce there. Not us necessarily specifically, but I would say at the BB we had a pretty divided opinion on directionality of the move here. And this was kind of the move I was expecting. Now I can't be overly bullish now because the move happened. I have to be very neutral here and be very cautious because if price moves back into the lower zones, I would arguably say this whole move could reverse, right? You get back below 27K, you're going to be in some trouble. You're going to be in some trouble at that point. You don't want to see this move go back below there. But the fact that we're hovering above 28 right now is still good. I don't know. What's your thoughts on the Bitcoin move here?
Yeah, I think if you can hold above 28, that's decently bullish. I mean, we still have right, we still have pumped like what off the low. We're still up like 6%, even with the fake news announcement. So I don't know if they come get that, but I mean, if you didn't get short up here and you didn't get long down here, it's probably not a great. I mean, this is the definition of what
Diddle
Tommy
in the middle.
about diddling in the middle. Yeah, this is diddling in the middle right here. So if you're not playing at the extremes, it's probably best to not do anything right here. But um, yeah, so I mean, if you want to make it super basic, like if you just want to talk about like range highs, like up in here somewhere, and range lows down here, not that range lows down in here somewhere. If you can hold the breakout above 28K, you can move back into this area for sure. I want to do a volume profile though. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you gotta hold here, else you come back. You probably hang out. You could even hang out in the mid 26s, but
Yep. You could wind this right back down. And if you're max long right here, this thing could very easily turn against you in that move.
yeah, you gotta hang out up here for sure.
I mean,
Uh,
your candle indicator looks like it's bearish too, if you look at it, because that's basically what happened over there around the previous high, where we basically broke through. You had that red move up, then you had a
yeah,
couple green moves up, and then you dropped.
yeah. So you could see a little push because I'm sure people are just shorting the crap out of this right
Yep.
here. You know what I mean? So um that's probably what I guess happens is they let people short this for a little bit, then they stop them out, and then people probably get long again up here, and then they just take it down. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy morning. We were on our morning call with our Discord members, and we were kind of narrating everything that was happening, and yeah, that was pretty wild. I'm sure I want to look at Bitcoin miners actually because yeah,
Oh yeah, those.
pretty good squeeze on the miners, man. Pretty good squeeze.
I want to see Mara. Mara probably squeezed super hard.
The 15%. Well, they gapped it up to here. Wow, they gapped it up to 1.9, and then they nuked it. I don't know exactly the order that happened in. Okay, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, though, Tucker, like I don't think everybody moved on just one report from one entity, right? Like there had to have been some backdoor conversations, some kind of like front run move here for the open to open the way it did and for Bitcoin to jump the way it did. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Prior to the news, prior to like some front loading, essentially, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah. And I think we saw that with Bitcoin, right? Like if we just get rid of all this. Like we saw over the weekend. Is this the weekend? Yeah, this was over the weekend. So we saw this kind of like ramp, right? We saw this, start to do this. And even we pumped to 20. I don't even know when the news dropped because they deleted the tweet, or else I'd put it on the chart. But
somebody screen grabbed it. I'll get it later.
yeah, wait, let me find that.
You got the way back machine too. Always keep that in mind.
Yeah, no, I just want to see what time that tweet came out. I'm sure
I
it's
want to
on.
say, oh, I have it right over here. Let me see. So it looks like it came out 7 hours ago.
No, the ETF. The ETF one. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's got it.
Wait, did they tweet it at the top? No, they didn't.
It was CoinDesk, right?
It was Cointelegraph.
Okay.
They
So
tweeted an hour ago at 8:32 a.m. Where was that? We got to get
probably
on
where
the.
that candle was.
Where's 8:30?
Look at that green run and then that red run just completely annihilating it.
They tweeted it. Yeah, they must have tweeted it like right here.
Had to have, yeah.
Had to have, yeah. So okay,
And
that's the point though, right? We already had a ramp. Like we'd already ramped up here. We'd already run a little bit, So
your
I
news
think
already pulled back. The entire news move's gone. So
yeah.
now it's like, okay, where do we go from here?
Exactly. That's what we need to figure out. I mean, yeah, I'd say this is wherever price settles after a move like that is your inflection point. We're at it right now, obviously, right? So if you can hold here, I could see you climbing. Obviously there's liquidity up here, but if you can't, if you break down your cover, you're probably coming back to these lows at 26.5. But yeah, this is an important spot. Yeah, you gotta hold it. If you start slipping, it's probably retrace all that. But God, that is just a crazy, crazy wick. Just a crazy wick, man. Where's the VWAP? Let's put on.
Give me just a second, Tucker. I'm just getting this tweet out real quick for the YouTubes.
Yeah, no, you're good.
By the way, like, subscribe in the corner. If you could help us out, we greatly appreciate it. Sorry, we're not as live as the normal show. It gets a little more heated with the other guys. Tucker's a little more neutral on the conversation. He's a little more seeing things in both directions, whereas we got some stronger people on the panel that are a little more directionally, we'd say sighted, right? Directionally sighted.
Okay, here we go. This is what I want. I want to get rid of this bands fill. All right, so yearly VWAP.
I can see some bulls coming out today and just talking.
Yeah.
Bro, they're gonna be
Problem when you come out and try to claim clout for a fake news headline. I mean, it's funny stuff.
Look, I was in favor of up, but I'm not gonna sit there and try and claim this. Like, I know better than that. That just makes you look like a clown.
Did you see our guy Evan Casey was 50x long before the pump, dude?
I hope he closed that.
Oh,
Evan, did you close that?
Evan, you got to let us know, man. Did you close your 50x long? Because he had it from 27 too. So he's still up. But man, yeah, that was a nice.
I don't know if I'd want to hold that, even if we're at where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, you could put stops and profit and see if we get back up there, but I would have been shaving. I'll say that. I would have been shaving. This industry is truly a joke. Indeed, Zodiac. Indeed. I mean, you get one news organization with 2 million followers tweeting that the ETF got approved. We pump like $3,000, liquidate millions and millions of fucking OI. Man, it really is. It really is a joke. Yeah, it might be over for them, man. They might be going to jail. Like that was pretty reckless.
You said they might be going to jail.
Dude, I tweeted it. I was like, it's unfortunate that they don't have a token I could short, because if they did, that thing would go to zero after what just happened. Oh man.
Bro, it's wild. It's flat out wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
I'm wanting to see. I'm gonna be watching to see if they get gone after this. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. What is all this garbage that's thrown on here? What do we think of Dixie? Little complacency shoulder on Dixie.
Let me pull up the charts here. I haven't looked that much this morning. I just saw Bitcoin rally and freak out. Oh man, look, BTC stays above 28, bro. It's
Yeah,
right out the 52 on the RSI. It's pretty crazy on the weekly. Let me pull some other stuff though, because I know we've been talking a lot about it. There's lots of things.
did it bounce off the 50?
Yep.
You know what's also interesting? Yeah, it did. What is interesting is this ETH BTC, bro. Oh my god.
What?
Yeah. This is
Pulled
what
right
happened
out of it.
when Bitcoin pumped. Yeah. Man.
I mean, ETH knows what it's got to do. It's got to talk to dad. It's got to get dad out of its rut, and then the ETH can move.
Yeah.
ETH does not move separately from Bitcoin at all, because that was a Bitcoin ETF. And that's why when people sit there and they're like, "Oh yeah, ETH decoupled," it's like, no, it's like if Bitcoin goes down, ETH's going down bigger,
For sure. Yeah.
especially right now.
What do you call this? Is this a cup and handle? I mean, I think a cup and handle is just a meme pattern, but dude,
No.
that looks
So
pretty cup and handly right there.
the hard part is for me is like, here's the thing. I wouldn't even go to call that cup and handle, because typically the handle comes back down below the neck and then rolls back out of the neck. So I would just call it support. I mean, you got support right there. Like if you to draw a line right across those highs, you bounce right off of them.
What
All of
here?
them right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Yeah. You bounce right off of all those highs. Like you use that support. You don't even have to look at it as a cup and handle. You just got to realize that you've changed areas, you've changed zones. You're now
There,
operating in a different zone.
that's your target, man. That's your
Well,
target.
you do have a midline right there too. If you look at that pullback right there, to your left a little bit, right there.
What in
That's your
here?
mid. Yep. That's the resistance we're currently trying to get through. But once you get through that, it's over. Like, you're gonna blast off to the upside.
Yeah,
Once you get through that.
you're probably getting more like 60, honestly.
Yeah, you'll probably overextend, and then you'll come back and you'll realize below, right?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's definitely
Miners, though, man.
Are miners still ripping?
Nah, they're getting wrecked. They're coming back down.
They're coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. Mara's already pulled back below the neck. It's gonna roll back over. Mara's in a massive head and shoulders, to be honest with you, from what I'm seeing. So that's gonna be interesting. Dixie's play is really interesting. I think Dixie might be topped. If you throw it on the monthly, weekly, in the higher time frames, I think it might be topped here. It's just fiddling up here. It's not really wanting to do much. So it'll probably chop up here for a while. You got support as long as you remain above 105.3, you have support, right? But once you drop back below that, you can retrace this entire move. So you need to hold that if you're a dollar bull, in my opinion. And that's at 105.3.
They doing it? They doing it?
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you know what's going to happen to assets if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a bear, that is not what you want to see. We got VIX. Yeah. Here, let me pull this up real quick. Share screen. Here we go. All right. When you get a chance, let me slap up this VIX real quick, because I feel like this is the one that I got memed on a lot, and that's been the resistance the whole time, and that's kind of been your mid marker, right? And you can see right here, this is where the VIX likes to play when it starts to get in these downtrends. It likes to play this as your resistance all the way across, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here in this area of liquidity. Is we're just seeing this area right here specifically becoming resistance across, right? It was support, now resistance. You can see the flip between the two. So I mean, for me, this is interesting, and this is why, like, I got some scribbles on here and stuff, but I basically am showing like the directionality, regardless of whether VIX stays volatile or not. It's going to start coming back this way, whereas it was this way. This was your flip right here. So I think we got some time with a cooldown on the VIX. It's just during these times, like you're not getting like a lot out of the market, right? So you're not getting a lot out of here, all the way through here. You're not getting a lot. But this is where your systemic risk occurred over here at 08 was after you bottomed here. And that's why I'm kind of like, does risk come now or does risk come later? Because this is 07, right before the 08 crash.
Mm-hmm.
And it occurred right after we hit the low here, right? And then you got your 90s. Here's your 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000 bubble. Boom, happened up here, right? So whenever price goes this way, you're moving into a really risky market. Whenever price goes, or whenever VIX goes this way, you're moving into a less risky market, which means you're going to get upside. And then more risky, less risky, more risky. Obviously, 2021 bubble, boom, pop, came back down. And now we're moving into a less risky environment, in my opinion, than the way that the VIX is moving, right? And so what I mean by less risky is means your pop has already occurred. Your pop occurred here, your pop occurred here, your pop occurred in here. It obviously stayed elevated up here for a while. So it didn't happen to like over into here. But as long as you were up here, you were at risk. Whenever you end up kind of like in this area for VIX, that's kind of like your OS button, you know? That's where you hit your sell everything position on VIX on risk, and you wait for this thing to cool down because something's going to blow up. And so this is where nothing blows up. This is where everything kind of, or at least the blow up starts to happen. The blow up starts to happen down here, and so you don't get a blow up here. You just start to head towards blow up, and then you don't get a blow up here. You just start to head towards blow up, right? And so I'd expect we're going to come back down, and then eventually we're going to just start heading towards blow up again into the decade, essentially. Every 10 years, for some reason, this seems to be an occurrence, or sooner, even some cases. But yeah, that's the way I'm leading VIX volatility. That's why I like these micro moves. I don't really worry about them too much. Like it just not really a bother to me. And this is kind of like the area I was looking at for dollar. You see right here on the weekly. You just got this clear range where you're kind of stuck. Even if you want to break out or break down, you got this consolidation, and this is where you're playing currently. So you can play higher on dollar. You can definitely play higher on dollar if you want to. This is why you can't fade dollar here, because dollar here is not the fade, right? Dollar here, that's the fade. That's where you can be like, all right, dollar's going to get wrecked. But dollar up here, you can channel this thing for a while. You don't have to break down. And if that happens, that's just chop city for assets, right? You're gonna one day you're gonna be in the green, next day you're gonna be in the red, next day you're gonna be because the market's gonna be so freaking confused.
Where's your lower bound on that horizontal?
On this one?
Yeah, like where do you have that? Yeah, like 103 something.
Oh, yeah. So I have like 105.38. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to hold that because like this is you can see the consolidation right here, right? It's just if you break this consolidation range, you're now moving into the lower consolidation range, which brings you into here. And look at your low here, right? You got a long ways you can go down here. And I would think that if you move back into this range, you're now moving from an uptrend because you're still in an uptrend. You're still in an uptrend to moving back into a downtrend because you're recapturing price over here. Now, could you bounce off of this? Sure, but it would be something like a double bottom, triple bottom. Arguably, I would say you wouldn't bounce. You come down, probably retest low, maybe capture back in, scrape people, and then run back down. The higher time frame move here, at least on dollar, that I've been playing off of is this massive W, right? I would expect, at some point this might get recaptured. There's also another trend here that I kind of pay attention to a little bit, and it's this one right here. So there's kind of two trends playing out here at once. You got the longer end trend. Now, this doesn't mean these are supports, right? It just means bull bear dollar. That's all I'm using the trend line for. So if dollar remains above this trend, bull. If it falls below this trend, we could directionally, be moving into a downtrend at that point. You break this trend, come back up, retest, come back down here. A lot of people expect a bounce here, and it could come back down to like somewhere in here, and then I'd be looking for horizontals at that point, and where price exists the most. And so I'd be probably looking for something like this. And if you look at this from like a further standpoint, you got a lot of confluence in that price area right there for dollar. So
yeah. Wait, go back to VIX. Where did you have the inflection point in terms of time?
you mean as far as the low in terms of
Yeah.
time? So it's usually like you got right here 90s to 94, right? 94 to 2000, 2000 to 2006 or 2007, 2007, and then blow up over here in 2008, 2008, and then you get an inflection from 8 all the way down into 17, right? So these are actually extending longer and longer, the downtrend. So this could occur all the way out until 2028, 2029. And then at that inflection point, that low, you're going to start moving into that very high risk. Now, this is also the most profitable, right? Because these are your bubbles. This is your bubble 1, bubble 2, bubble 3, right? So these are your bubbles across the board for SPY. So you got to capture the top of that bubble. Where's the best place to capture the top of that bubble? Arguably, it's somewhere's up in this range, right? I mean, for 2021, I think we were in here. So we could even like bring it down somewhere's down into there, right? When you get into this range, you're getting into your bubble pop, and then your downtrend market. So this is kind of your high risk range. This is your lowest range. Anywhere's below this range, you're low risk. Anywhere's up near this upper range, you're high risk. So you have to kind of watch this whole area right here, and this is the most profitable portion of the market right here. When volatility is up there, that's where you can tell the market's getting over its skis, as Max likes to say. So it's basically trying to overcompensate in a lot of ways and trying to pretend that there's more liquidity than there is up in this area of volatility. So this is kind of the vol risk area. And for me, this is the less vol risk area. Anytime you remain above here or below here. This is why when we bounced up here, look at how much the SPY puked. You remember how much it got annihilated when we went above this line.
Yeah.
And the second we cooled back down below it, risk came back on immediately. Because risk doesn't see an issue below this vol. Risk sees a big issue above this vol. It doesn't like it up here. It doesn't, especially not in a tightening market. You want to see risk stay below this range, and that range is basically 18. We'll just say 18. We'll go with 18, right? You don't want to see vol go above 18 in an environment like we're in. Otherwise, you're going to see risk off.
Yeah, no, we've been toying around with 18 for a while now.
Yep. And so the market's trying to decide. It can't figure it out.
Yeah. If I wanted to get super bullish, I'd want to see the VIX crush below like 15 again.
Yep. The low range here too, and this is something I pointed out to Tommy, and I don't know, maybe he thinks it's real, maybe he thinks it can't happen again. But it's just this area, right? This area confluence, and that area confluence is like this 10 to 980. That's the VIX area of confluence where you got to be like, okay, we bottomed. Like you could have arguably stepped in here in 93. Here, well, actually, you know what we'll do? This will probably be better. We'll take this chart. Oh, that's ugly. Hold on, let me do some settings real quick. Let's change that back to black. All right, we'll go in here like this, and we'll look at this on the SPY. And we'll pull SPY SPX. Thought I had it. Maybe it's in there. Sorry, guys. I watch a lot of charts. A lot of charts. Oh no! What is going on here? Why they both changing? Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, something's messed up here. Do you want to pull that up real quick? I don't know what's going on with mine.
Yeah, what do you need? S&P?
VIX and S&P side by side.
Oh, I got you. What, daily?
Put them both on the weekly.
Put them on the weekly.
Draw a line across 35.
On the VIX?
Yep. All the highs across 35. You might have to go monthly. You might have to go higher time frame. Sorry. There you go. All the highs. Yep. And then draw a line across 10.
10?
Yep. Now take the low and just scroll the low and scroll the high of each one of those areas.
What do you mean?
So you see where your low, your 10's at? Go all the way back to the beginning 94.
On S&P?
Both of them. Yep. Well, I think you got to change. Oh, you have it on 2 weekly on the other one. Change it to 2 week on this one.
Yeah, so that was.
There's 94.
Yeah.
And then let's say you run it up to the high there at 35. And let's see where we're at on the chart.
Where's 35?
Right
Basically
there.
Those lows.
Right before that dump. But you continued up there. Do you see how you had the mid marker? So put a mid marker across the middle there on VIX. Down a little more. Put it like kind of like in the middle of the two.
Like that.
I'll drag 25? It down just a little more. A little bit more.
No, that's it right there.
All right. We'll go with that. So if you remain above that mid marker, you continue to drive to the upside, right? And if you fall below it, then you're screwed. It's actually a little bit lower, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like as far as like where your support is. So your highest risk areas are the top end range of that vol, and your lowest risk areas are the low end range of that vol. So when you start moving directionally towards the lower end range, you should look for 10. 10 always gets recaptured. And if you go back to every 10 where 10 starts, so go back to 10 after the first 2000 pop, right? So you got 10 right there. That's the bottom. Now go back to 10 after the first 2000 pop. That right there.
Yeah.
That's where it starts to ramp up.
Yeah.
Now look, see how it starts to ramp up, and then boom, bubble pop. And now look at your ramp down. And as long as you remain down, you're good. There's your bottom, right? And then what do you do from there? Up, and then bubble pop.
COVID.
Boom. And then now what are we doing arguably now? We still remained elevated up there. See how we keep hitting the 35? We just keep hitting the 35, keep hitting the 35, keep hitting. So that means the market's going to continue to drive.
4,000 days between these two. Man.
This is the problem with predicting the market right now, right? We could arguably be moving into a secular, real, like some of these crazy people on Twitter are talking about move. And I don't mean like something we're going to see like in the smaller moves, but in more of the decade move, right? This is your decade starter. This is your 2000 before 2008 pop. This is your 94 before your 2000 pop. We're in that cool down phase. We're just in that cool down phase, and it doesn't mean that we won't see vol. It just means that you need to be positioned. Right?
You gotta have the top of vol be in right here, though. If this thing keeps going up, it's fucking over.
Well, yeah, you got your midline right there. We're not even close to it.
Yeah.
And like I said, 15 or not 15, but 18 is kind of that sweet spot. If you were to bring that line down to 18, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see the support there too.
Where's 18?
Like if you
Yeah.
scroll that out, see what I mean? Like anytime vol's above that AT marker, it's just that sweet spot. It's where volatility really likes to eat at you.
I know, but this I think is a problem that it's just
Covering it, yeah, I know.
hanging out up here. Like
Yep.
there's a bid for vol, which there wasn't for a long time.
Well,
Since
if you scroll out on the monthly, you're in a downtrend. You are structurally in a downtrend.
for sure, yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. Like, and historically, we've always revisited 10 when that occurs, right? And we hang out there for a while, as you can see right there. Like we hang at 10 for a long time each time. So it's not like it's 10 and then we just bounce hard. Like we come down and we just like chill down there for a long time. Every time.
Yeah, you do
I'm just expecting it to be what it always has, right? I'm not expecting anything different. Because you got decades in that VIX chart that just tend to play the same way.
yeah. I mean, I think we could maybe even pop to like here and then they
Good.
crush it again.
Yeah. Very,
You know?
very, very well could. Very well could. And that I'm not discounting that we couldn't see more vol in this move. I'm looking at it from the bigger picture, and that's just we got to revisit 10 at some point. Before bubble pop, right? We got to revisit 10 before bubble pop.
Yeah. Yeah, the VIX is a tough one.
Yeah. I mean that's just the way I look at it, but like, different people can view that different ways. But I mean again, it's decades of time frame, right? So it's kind of crazy. Let's pull up oil. Let's look at that one. That's an interesting trade.
I know I haven't looked at oil in a minute. What is it?
Just
CL.
use US oil. That's usually what I use.
What about crude futures?
Yeah, I like US oil better.
All right, let's see it. Oh shit, I have some fibs. Try to look at the 50% retrace. But dude, this was drawn
Nailed it.
so long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the same area I was looking before this even happened.
High to low. 50% retrace was a bid every time.
Yeah, he never fails. 50% never fails.
Look at that, man. Wow. Some people come at it too. Some people say the 50% is not a fib level. And I'm like, all right, like it's just a mid range, but whatever.
It's a mid range, yeah.
Yeah.
You should always expect a bid at the mid. That's the way I look at it. You like how that rhymes? A bid at the mid.
Bid at the mid.
It's just something that happens. You can call it traders, you can call it interested buyers, you can call it whatever you want, but it's a bid at the mid.
Wait, check this. Little golden pocket. Little spring out. Man. I don't know. If you can hold it, if that can be the low.
Yeah, I'm bullish oil for now until oil proves me wrong, right? As long as you hold that range. But you break below that range, you could definitely trend down.
I mean, this is what it did before the 08 recession. Wait, did it nuke before? No.
Nah, it was when it got to the top, bubble popped all at once.
Yeah.
The reason I like US oil because it has that zero wick too. Basically, that wick where it went down to zero.
Yeah. What did we do here? Oil.
They went consecutively, bro. Same time.
Oil topped like just a couple months
After
before
SPY
this
started dumping.
literally rolled. I mean, it had already been dumping.
Yep, exactly.
But I mean, oil started going straight down like a couple months before the S&P did. You see what I'm saying? Like oil started nuking Where's my oil started nuking right here? Like that was the top, and it nuked all the way. I mean, it was literally actively nuking, and then this went. It was literally down. I mean, it was down like 30% before the SPY went for that last dump.
Well,
You
you
know what
got
I
the double bottom on oil while you got the lower low on SPY at the bottom there too.
Yeah. But it did ramp. It did ramp pretty hard while equities were nuking.
That's because oil is pretty much the last thing to go, right? Oil lags indices because indices get hit first because they can't find a bid, and then oil gets hit because guess what? No more shipping because we're all screwed, right? And shipping goes down, a lot of things go down, and that drags oil down, and the bid for oil down.
Yeah, look how much oil ramped in inflation. I mean, I guess it got to 5.5, but
Mm-hmm.
wait. No.
That's labor.
Inflation. No, that's right. That's right. Inflation rate year over year. Wait, USIR. Yeah. United States inflation rate year over year. Okay. So we got with a $150 oil, we only got a 5.5% inflation.
But look at where we're at now.
We got up to 9. The 120. We got up to 9 with so what does that
And we're
say?
arguably towards that mid range now. We're almost to the mid range.
Of what?
Like where
Inflation?
price likes to hover. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta pray this thing doesn't turn up again, man. You gotta pray.
Yep.
If this comes back, it's so over. It's so over, dude. They're gonna have to keep hiking. The labor market finally rolls over, dude. That would be horrendous if this goes
I
back.
think the most horrendous thing would be is they don't keep hiking and they
You need
leave
to
rates
do
where they
this.
are.
You need that. That has to. If you do this or if you do that, it's bad.
I mean, man,
Like
I don't even think you need that. I think you need to start trending down. I think you
you
trend
could
sideways, that's bad.
yeah, you could trend down, but if it goes down, if it like nukes, that's not good.
No, I don't mean nuke. I mean like you need to just like
Just
slowly,
yeah.
methodically start bleeding, right? If you don't start bleeding and you hold that range like you were showing, I don't think the Fed's gonna like that.
Yeah, if you can hang out in between like 2 and 3%, I think that's probably the
Yeah,
bulk here.
exactly. And that's all you're all. I think the only thing the Fed's looking for is just for this to touch two, right? It doesn't have to stay at two. It just has to touch it because then he can be like, goal achieved. We got the 2%. He didn't say it'll stay there. He just said it would get to 2%.
Hang on. Look at what do you think about Zodiac's comment?
I don't know. I don't think it's bearish. I think the market is where it is. I think it was trending before any of this news came out, and that's just where we're at now. Like we can definitely retrace the move. I have no doubt about that. I mean, you're sitting below resistance. You could draw a line across those highs right there on Bitcoin. You can see that you're underneath resistance all the way across.
Yeah, I mean you're at an inflection point for sure.
Yeah, you have to get above that. Even 28, you got to get above 20. You got to get 28.5. You got to recapture
Yeah,
28.5. You don't
yeah.
recapture that area, you're screwed. You're screwed. But
You're
like
gonna yeah.
you're gonna roll and you're gonna roll hard. Not a little bit. You're gonna roll really hard if you start to roll here. You might come back up and retest, but you're gonna come all the way back down and probably retrace the entire move. Back down
Yeah.
to probably like 25.
Damn,
Because
yeah. If they just ran it from 26.5 to 30 back to 25, I mean that would
that
just
is
be
going to destroy confidence in the
yeah,
market if that happens.
that would be bad.
You want to see this wick get filled. That's what you want to see if you're a bull. If you don't see the wick get filled, it's over. Coming down in a big way.
It's completely over, yeah.
But if you can see the wick get filled, then I think you're good.
Yeah, we got a 4-hour close in half an hour.
They got till end of day for me. If they can't grasp this by end of day, it's good luck.
You think it's cooked?
Yeah, I don't see this sitting here and hovering the resistance and breaking through days later.
Dude, I mean, Max I would say he got a little bit lucky on this one, but because of the news stuff that happened, but Max literally,
Man,
Max,
imagine being in a Matic short.
dude, I was out AF before this happened, but dude, Max punted this. Max punted.
He went long on Sol.
Yeah, bro, it's in his active
No
position,
way, bro. I missed it.
Let me pull it up. He said long sold 2207 stop
Long
it.
Sol short ETH. Really?
No, he's not short ETH. He's not short ETH anymore.
No, I'm just saying, like, we were having that conversation about
Look
ETH.
at that, dude. Jesus. I don't
Yeah,
think
you made a
I don't think he
killing
took
in
it
that
to the
one.
wick, but yeah, he's on he's in
I
Florida.
mean, you could close it right now and you're good. That's the point. By a lot.
The point is the boys in the BB Discord have still been printing up or down. That's the point.
No, I wouldn't think so. Todd said SPY melt up, BTC meltdown. No, I wouldn't think it'd be meltdown, man. I think if SPY continues, crypto continues up. Like I think they play together. This is a crazy move on Bitcoin. But these are the type of moves that you see, man. Every single cycle, some weird stuff like this happens.
What do you
I'll tell
say,
that.
Will? What do you say?
I mean, it's very possible. That's all I was looking for originally. That's what I was talking to Max about the other week. I was like, look, we're gonna go back up. I was like, for you to call this a head and shoulders, you had to get that price zone. You had to.
Yeah.
But I would say arguably like those, man, it's a tough call. It's a tough call because that left shoulder and that head are so close in price.
I
Like
know.
it's just not a defined enough head for me. It's just not as much as I want to call it though.
Yeah, it doesn't look. It's not a perfect.
It's too
Perfect
symmetrical. Everything's kind of in the same price zone.
Yeah.
You want to see a head really overextend to the upside, and then you want to see that hopium pump back up to the other shoulder.
The head was just a full bar. That's
That's what I'm saying. Like that's.
I mean,
It's like controlled price. You could literally draw a box around the entire price area.
I mean, how much is this ETF manipulated price over the last like 6 months? Like this entire thing. Like, dude, it's just garbage.
The problem is the last one held and sustained, and this one came up and retraced. And so it makes you wonder, are you getting weaker? All right. The other issue is here is that you wicked through your resistances. Like you're structurally, like if you were to draw a line across the lows there at just the angle of where we're at, you would be in an uptrend. Even with this full-on retrace, you would be in an uptrend. So
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
You were putting in.
Yep, higher low at there. You got to break that structure to be bearish. You got to break it. And so what I did originally, Tucker, is I took the left side there. So if you were to bars pattern that left side, yep, and then flip it upside down and run it on the other one, that was my anticipation of this move.
What, this?
And then flip it upside down. No. So you can actually just
There you
that could happen.
There you go. That could happen.
But
Yeah.
but that was legit my real, like, my expectation was that they were gonna freaking take this thing and run it back up the same way they ran it down the left side. I was just like, Jesus, they're gonna wreck people in this whole area.
I
Like
don't know,
shorting
but
them
then,
long in this is like throwing craps or something on the floor.
look at that though. You did kind of do this, and now you're doing this. See ya.
That's what I'm saying. Could be the inverse, yeah.
The grind.
Well, that's the definition of a of a Head and Shoulders, but the problem is I can't really call this Head and Shoulders because the liquidity of the high is almost equal.
Yeah.
I want to, but it's just not what I would consider a structure that is indicative of a Head and Shoulders.
Man, I've been saying it for a long time. I still think you're somewhere in this region. It's just so like you could be right here. You could be right here or midway up in here. Like you've got to be in 2019 somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, this is 2019. This isn't 2020. Like we're just getting the party started.
Well, it's about to be 2020 if we're
That's what I'm saying. We're just getting the party started. It's about to be 2020.
Man. Just the fact that the COVID meltdown is in the charts. I don't know.
Hold on. You know what'll tell us everything? Elf. Oof.
Wait, what'd you say?
Elf.
Hang on.
You don't want to look at it, bro. Doesn't look
102. Oh, what a pullback though. What was it at?
One massive pullback.
Jeez, it's over.
Imagine buying at 140.
Man, there are some sad elf holders up here, man. I'll tell you what.
Oof. Imagine them looking at this around Christmas time. Yeah, that one structurally has been a monster, though. It has been a monster.
I get interested here soon, man. I'll tell you what.
My lady's going deeper than that, bro.
I know it's wrecked, but I mean,
it's coming way down.
I think
half an ETH.
No, half an ETH.
Half an ETH, bro.
Oh man, let's look at the USD chart.
I think half an ETH.
$1,500. Line it up with 1 ETH. Actually, no, it'll probably be deeper than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
$900. $900.
Half an ETH.
Give me $900. $800.
It's gonna eat that whole price zone that you have there a lot.
It's gonna look so bad, dude. It's gonna look terrible. That's a full retrace.
Yeah, but look over there on the left. See where it cooled down? That's where you're coming back to.
I had a bar.
That little sideways right there. That little sideways. Exactly where you have your price area.
I know. Where's my I had bars? Any way you take the bars pattern from this like double top complacency shoulder thing, it takes way too long. You know what I mean? Like it also tells you you're going to like, oh geez, what in the no, we're not playing that game.
Look, this isn't the first time it's done this though. If you look at the first run up, look, they ran all the way back down to the start and then ran back up and then ran sideways.
Yeah.
That's I think we're just before that massive dip, and then we run back up to a certain price zone, the price you're talking about, the 1 ETH, and then hold that as support. But first we hit a half an ETH.
Half an ETH would be crazy. And what is ETH at when that happens is the question.
That's the best part, bro. That's the best part.
Wait, you know how to play these things. Yeah, there it is. There's your zone of interest right here, man.
Yep.
Oh, I drew it too perfectly there. $1,000 for one milady.
But how much is an ETH at that point?
Coming to no, that's the USD chart.
Yeah, but the ETH chart's gonna be the same area.
Where is my?
Go bring that line down to half an ETH.
Oh my god, dude. your POC is at half an ETH.
I'm telling you, bro.
You got a ways to go even to get to your value area high, bro. 1 ETH.
A lot of my lady holders are going to be upset.
What does this imply, though? What does this imply? So this
implies I buy some at half an ETH.
half an ETH, but the USD chart says $1,000.
I was just gonna say that. Does
What does that mean?
imply Ethereum's
2K
up?
ETH? 2K ETH?
Hey,
Is that what that
I mean,
implies?
we could ask Caroline. She's not busy. We
Yeah.
could bring her in. But yeah, I would definitely anticipate, that's probably something around that.
I can't imagine ETH at 2K and Milady's at half an ETH though, dude. These are literally just like levered ETH ETFs or what? Like just levered
Yep.
ETH products.
They're like 5x ETH. That's what they
So how do we reconcile that then? So if ETH goes to 2K, these are just going to keep nuking to half an ETH?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's just the product of the NFT market right now. That it's not just these guys. Yuga's doing the same thing. Macy's, all of them are in the same structural wreckage.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
We've already captured the low range, bro. You're going deeper.
You're going deeper?
Oh yeah, look at that. You're already playing here.
Will, do you buy one of these soon? I might buy one of these soon.
Yeah, I mean 10E, 12E, somewhere in there. And you can see structurally these guys are coming down. Look at Mutant Apes, Macy's. I mean, we'll be able to get a Macy probably like $1,000 relatively soon.
Wait, is that right? Hang on. These aren't red, are they? It's not $700.
No, something's messed up there.
Are you sure?
It should be like, yeah, let's do that one.
Wait, are you sure? Did these things just nuke today?
We gotta look at that because I don't think that's real.
If it is real, we need to fucking.
I'm gonna go scoop some of that. If that's real.
Check that right now.
I'm looking. Macy.
It's at 0.45. It says on here. Wait, that's not right.
No, that's wrong. I'm sitting here looking at them. Mutant Apes are 4.84. 4.84 is the floor.
Man, all right. Well, I don't know what these charts are then, but they're 4 ETH.
4.84, so almost 5.
Almost 5, yeah.
They'll probably be around like 1.5, 1 if Milady's are at like half an ETH. Maybe 2. Maybe 2 ETH. It's like $4,000, $5,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
They're trying to revive the brand.
My God,
I'm watching them, but
Remilio's point of control is at 0.05. Oh my God.
Bro, I'm telling you, look,
Ooh.
both of them are going to land in the same price.
Oh man, check it out. Max, he just landed in Florida, guys. It's over.
Whenever I land in Florida, it's always over.
It's true, dude. Every time Max goes to Florida, the market nukes.
Bro, what is that? I can't see that picture. What is that picture, Max?
It's Bobby Maxwell. It's Bobby Bobby Axelrod. Sorry. Yeah. Well, you got your short signal there, but maybe it already happened. I want to know where Max was when we were at 30K.
Yeah, I don't know if he's short here, man. Like I said, they could definitely chop this up before they chop it down. We saw that on that little indicator you had there, and I don't mean like it has to go up big. Just enough to take out those 50 and 100x long or shorts before it goes back down.
What do we think about Pepe here, man? What do we think about Pepe?
It's over.
You think it's over for Pepe? We just do that.
That's a retest and a drop. Yeah. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a W. No, it already retests and it rejected.
That was a perfect retest.
You can't get any better than that. Yeah.
No, you can't.
That was your one chance. That was your one chance to go up.
Yeah.
Now it's in a strike. Like now you could draw a trend line across the lows, angled down, and you can see kind of like where this thing's going.
What do you mean, like this?
Yep, exactly. You could actually bring it up a little bit higher to the bodies and just kind of, yeah, there you go. Angle a little bit more. There you go. So
You
like
think
you're
you
just gonna bleed down like that.
just
Yeah, it's gonna be
slide
absolutely disgusting. And
and
then you
then
might roll out of some
bull
point. Yeah,
market? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You get it exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even pull that all the way back up to the previous price up there, and it'll still be support. Yeah, all the way up there.
Look at
Like
that.
scroll out a little bit, and you'll see it's like it's sitting right in range.
I'd love
Uh,
to have the deck screener chart. I wonder if they have the on-chain chart. Uh,
yeah, I mean the ETH Foundation could have very well sold the top. I don't know. I haven't looked. Have we looked at ETH at all?
uh,
Qs are still in range. They haven't done anything. AMD is still in range. Hasn't done anything.
this is the Pepe chart you need
Apple,
to be
same thing.
Jesus Christ.
Told you, man. Got a lot deeper to go on those ones.
What in the
Let's throw up Dow Jones. Dow Jones still in range. Like
Ooh, I like
nothing's
this.
broken out of anywhere. Like everything's still where it was at the other week.
This wick is really messing it up, huh?
You want me to show you something really, really bad?
This is your Pepe chart that you need to pay attention to, man. That's probably your bid zone, actually. Not here. Because then you just take what we were just looking at and you do that. You just slide. That is your bid right there, man.
Yeah, you could technically draw a line across the highs there. You're forming into a coiling. So you still have further down to go, but like you're getting kind of coiled there. And into a dropping pattern or falling wedge.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll probably realistically come down to your green zone right there. Hit that. You might even drop out of this, hit that green, and then bounce back out. There's a lot of falling wedges that drop before they blow. So
yeah, you might just give me that. Womp.
Yeah, and you could even go deeper than that. Even you could definitely drop down quite a bit and then bounce up, but it's still a bid.
You probably
Yeah, you
do
could
something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Fill the whole thing and then roll out. A lot of people won't even bid there just because they won't even think about it. Let me see the ETH real quick. I have something pretty interesting here on the monthly. Oh, here, hold on. Just switch me charts real quick.
Got it?
Yeah. I'm gonna run here in a second, but this is really I have a lot of stuff on here. It's really interesting. So if you look at the body candles, you kind of get capped up here at the highs. It's pretty obvious. And then after that, you kind of rolled below your previous highs, right? Right here. You rolled, came back up, retested, and now you're rejecting. Right. And this is not something you want to see because like now you're here. And if you're here, this range came all the way down to here. And this is why I said the $1,200 range would be really interesting at this point because we can get rid of all the extras here. Well, really, we do have this, right? We do have that. But outside of that, where do you go from here? So you're either gonna, break down to here or break down to here was my thoughts. But you are at resistance. Like you got to really catch a bid to break this trend, right? You got to get a massive bid to break this trend because you got to get ETH realistically back above $1,700. If you can't get ETH back above $1,700 in the high time frame, this thing's cooked. Like this is for me. This is a traditional pattern. Topped, dropped, right? Boom, broke out, topped, dropped, boom, came up, retested previous resistance, previous high time frame to resistance. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this thing comes down.
Will, we got a big problem.
What's up?
Do you know what it is? Can you
Uh,
guess?
I would assume our likes have not reached the point of no return.
Oh, yes, man. Our likes are low, guys. Hit the
You're
like
gonna
button.
make Max
Hit
disappointed,
the like
guys.
button. Max is in Florida. You know what I mean? Like, just hit the like button. We need it. It's unfortunate. I hate asking for it. Like, I wish we didn't need the like button. Okay, I truly do. But unfortunately, we do. Hit the like button. That's really it. I don't really have anything else to say about it. Hit the like button. But
Doesn't cost you anything.
doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. I hate saying it, but it is what it is. We gotta get it done. But yeah, we're seeing legacy markets turn around here a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm looking at
What do you
IWM.
think of this ETH chart though?
Yeah.
We get the legacies. I'm just saying, like,
All right, no legacy, no legacy.
no, we can get to it. But what do you think here of just like we'll get rid of all the extras.
Bottom of the channel, man. Put the channel back on. Bottom of the channel, bro. Bottom of the channel. Just retest that trend line on the bottom of the channel right there. Yeah.
Right in here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like if this is this the monthly? Yeah. If this monthly closes like this, bottom of the channel for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like,
I have almost no doubt we're gonna see somewheres in here. Right.
yeah.
Just you can't catch a rejection like this on the monthly body perfectly and not expect this thing to roll over.
Yeah.
And I'm
What's
bullish on Bitcoin, but like Ethereum looks wrecked. Looks done.
pull up ETH BTC again? It needs to be. It needs
That's
to
what
be.
I was saying with the ETH BTC, man. I was
Yeah.
literally saying like, there's no way that ETH BTC doesn't end up getting wrecked.
Yeah. You're
Actually,
watchless,
you pull it
man.
up real quick because my things.
Yeah, here.
Oh, I do have it right there. That's fine. Oh, hold on. Switch it back real quick.
You
I'll
got
get
it?
right back. Yeah.
All right, hang on.
I forgot my old chart, man.
Straight down.
I didn't just draw this like something I've had here. Like I had these prices.
ETH Bitcoin looks like it's literally about to capitulate. Like
Like this is
you want to talk about a limp sausage pattern, Will.
look.
I mean, this is it.
Look. You
This
got a
is
long ways down before you're catching support. You already broke. You broke resistance / support. Look, you are below support on BTC.
Yeah.
It was up here. It was here. You lost it. If this candle doesn't pull back up in the monthly, you got 15 days. This thing's coming all the way back down to the bottom of this channel. And arguably, it could come deeper.
Oh
right?
my god, dude.
Look, there's a lot of confluence here. There's a lot of confluence here in the chart. There's a lot.
Yeah, the monthly RSI is bad.
Yeah, you're below your 50. You got a lot of confluence saying, hey, this thing might roll. Now, the only thing I think you got going for you as a bull, if you're a bull, I'll give you this because I always like to give kudos to both sides, is your vol has dropped off a freaking cliff. Like you got no vol. So you might catch some, we'll say some IO type moves to push price back up. Or OI, sorry, not IO. OI moves to push price back up to where you're going to get traders stepping in to try and play with the price a little bit because vol has fallen off a cliff and they want to keep people interested. So you might get trader activity, which I would not take as spot activity. They're two totally different things. And that's just due to vol. So if vol wasn't so low, I'd have a different perspective. But again, vol can also do exactly what it's done and then just stay low, right? And while it's staying low, ETH BTC gets chopped. Now, does that mean Bitcoin drops or the whole market drops? No, not necessarily. This is just ETH to Bitcoin, right? So ETH is just looking very weak to Bitcoin. This is not the zone you want to see ETH Bitcoin. You want to see it above here. You can see here historically, whenever it's above here, it's pretty healthy. But anytime it gets below here, it gets really unhealthy because this right here, this is your June 2022 low, right? That's your June 2022 low. And if we came over here and we looked at ETH USDT in June 2022, where was ETH BTC in June 2022? It was at its lowest point in the chart. That's where it was at in June 2022. So you see ETH BTC revisit those lows. Look, same area, same area.
It looks so bad in log, dude. It looks so bad.
The structure broke a while ago. Like your
I mean,
uptrend.
look at
was
the
lost.
volume. The volume and the I mean, it's so clearly distribution above 0.06. Like,
Look, lower highs too on your
Yeah.
distribution zones. Like your 2017 have more strength than your 2021.
yeah,
A lot of people don't recognize that either. Like this is a very, very, to me, this is a very clear indication that ETH is not beating BTC. Because again, we can just come in and we can go 1, and we can come in and we can go again 2. What do we see? Lower highs.
yeah. Man.
But nobody talks about this because everybody's like this with eBTC. Looking
No,
at this
dude.
portion.
Look at this. Look at this. I mean, dude, this thing looks like it's literally about to put in. Let's just invert it. I mean,
It's gonna capitulate. That's what's gonna happen.
if you invert it, it literally looks like it's about to put in a god candle to like 0.03. Like, it is about. I mean, it's just been.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's you could
where's
draw a
Bit-
trend line across the lows there too, and you got a structural uptrend.
Where's Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin? I mean, this is what.
Zodiac said a Cointelegraph tweet could help ETH. Not anymore, could not
Yeah.
anymore.
Credibility destroyed.
Oh man.
Look at this. I mean, this is what, like, this is just what price does. Like, it just grinds and then it chads and then it grinds. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
that.
That's what Bitcoin did to 30K just now. It grinded up to it and then blew out.
Yeah, like it grinded up to like 28 and then it just chatted. Like equal lows 0.022 on ETH. Man, oh man, oh man.
I think you captured that high though. I don't think you go that low, but I think you captured the high of that capitulation zone right there in the middle. You see how you kind of got cut off there across the highs around that like 0.4 area.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
mean, I think you definitely.
That's where I'd look for confluence right there.
0.04.
And that's still deep. That's still deep. That's very
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah, what is that? Like 30% lower from here?
And keep in mind, we were at $800 at the last capitulation. So you go deeper, that could mean that price of ETH could drop dramatically.
Ooh, let's put on a Koosh curve.
Koosh curve.
Sorry.
You're a parabola.
I mean,
you got to flip it upside down so people feel more comfortable with it.
Yeah. Man, oh man. I think that's not bullish for USD valuations either.
Yeah.
Like, because if Bitcoin chads to 40K, I mean, ETH is going to go to like $2,500, like for sure. I think if it's bullish for USD prices, you get like this. And if it's bearish,
that would be good. Yeah.
If it's bearish for USD, you just do this.
Now, if we come down to 0.0397 and we're still above $800 ETH, that's bullish, in my opinion, right? Because that means that we've deviated with a worse appreciation in a sense with the BTC and gotten a better price. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if they can come down and revisit that and hold the $800 range or higher, that's bullish in my opinion on ETH. That means ETH will probably outpace Bitcoin next cycle. At that point, that's the way I would take that, because that's a show of strength that happens.
Yeah. Would we?
It also would mean that Bitcoin would have to trade significantly higher. Keep that in mind too. If the BTC pair when basically crushed ETH and ETH didn't drop below its $800 range, BTC would have to be a lot higher.
They might turn this around right here. We just closed a 4-hour flat bottom, pumped right off of it.
Yeah, you don't want a flat bottom. They'll probably pull back into that flat bottom,
Yeah.
and then they might rip though too. So be careful, because if they pull back into the flat, you want to see them pull back into the range that they're going to do. So they're going to pull back to the up, or they're going to pull back to the down. And because we got the flat bottom, it's kind of like they're going to pull back to the down, and then they might rip it off of that. Whereas, like, if it were a flat top, then they pull back into the top, and then they'll probably rip it after that to the downside. Oh no, I got to run though, Tucker. But
all right, sounds good, brother. Sounds good. Let me.
Caroline Ellison out. Or
what did he say?
American Trader.
MACD monthly crossings.
Are you gonna keep running or?
No, I'll cut. I'm not gonna run it alone. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the likes. Hit that subscribe button.
Please like.
Yeah. You guys know the drill. They need to trap bulls before nuking BTC. I don't know, man.
Bulls have been trapped for like months. So like, if you're expecting bulls to get trapped, I don't think it's now.
Yeah, I mean, you could get another spike in here, but I think the trap's somewhat been set. But yeah, no, that's it for us today, fellas. Be safe out there. Don't listen to Cointelegraph. And
we can't say that. We can't say that.
Yeah, we can. And we'll be back on here tomorrow. We've got a Twitter space later today. I'm sure we'll get into all this stuff with Wabi and Max and Tommy later. But yeah, I mean that's it for us today. Be safe out there. Let me put a little banner at the bottom there. It's Ogre. But yeah, no, that's it for us today, boys. We'll see you guys later this week, tomorrow morning, obviously. And yeah, we are out of here. So we'll catch you guys later.